everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome back to my game of Morkin, the Lords of Midnight solo adventure game. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I definitely encourage you to do that. Then it'll explain where I am and how I got here. In the last episode, I'm in a ruin, and I was exploring it. I got to room 2, and apparently in room 2, I encountered a Skullcrin and a Skullcrin Herb Master. These are two monsters that are in the book. The stats are in the book. And you're going to have to bear with me because this is my first time doing combat for this particular game. So I'm going to kind of take it slow to make sure I do everything right. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to the Skullcrin page, and I'm going to write down a few details here. So the Skullcrin, just by itself, has 20 hit points. Its melee is 55. Its defense is 40. Its defense value, and we'll get into that, is half, so it's 20. Perception is 60, and XP is 2. I'm going to put page 215 just so I can remember. And then I have the Herb Master, who's a little more powerful and has some bonuses. So the Herb Master, well, he's got only 18 hit points, but he does some more damage, better damage. Melee is 50, defense is 40, the defense value is 20, and XP is 1. But he's got some loot, so if you can defeat him, you get possibly some good loot. Okay, the combat rules start on page 57. Now, when you encounter something, the first thing you can do is you can try to avoid it. I don't really want to do that because this is the first time I've done combat, and I kind of want to go through the process and see what's involved. But if you want to run, it says you do an opposed roll, which means you roll the dice, your enemy rolls the dice, and you're using a stealth skill check, and the enemy rolls a perception. The perception, by the way, for the Skullcrin, I think, was 60. I should have written that down, but I'm not running. The reason I didn't write it down, that's right. I remember I've read through the rules a couple times, and the reason I didn't write it down was because I wasn't intending on running. Yeah, perception for the Skullcrin was 60. So the Skullcrin has to roll below 60 to spot me. I make a stealth check, and if I roll below the enemy's roll, I succeed. If I tie, I succeed. If I fail, then I have to go into the fight. But we're going to go ahead and do it. Now, the way this works is I have a companion. The companion is called the Lord of Shadows. He will not actually be fighting. He just enhances my ability. And I kind of like that. I think that's, rather than roll for your NPC to hit or to defend and things like that, I like that they just enhance my own abilities. It's kind of like they're fighting side by side, and we pick a target and we do it. Now the difference is, however many allies you have to have an order in which they will fight, okay? Even though I said they're not fighting, they can still take damage, and there's an order in which you apply the damage. So because I only have one ally, I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to take damage first. And let's say I attack the monster and I damage it, and it doesn't die. When it attacks, if it does any damage, it's going to go to me first because I'm choosing my hero as first. Then on the next attack, if it survives the next round, if it attacks again and does damage, it will go to my ally, and it'll go back and forth like that. If you have 3 allies, 4 allies, you have to decide the order in which the damage will be dealt out. So if you have an ally who's really got a lot of hit points and a lot of defense, you might want to put them up first, right? So if you defeat the enemy, there's no more attacks. So you have to roll initiative, and it says you roll an opposed perception check. Now my perception is my intelligence, which is 40. So I will roll, I try to roll a 40 or below, and roll an opposed against your enemy to determine who acts first. So I need to roll a 40, and I will roll, I've got a 10 and a 10. One is the tens digit, and I rolled a 73. So let's roll for the enemy, who is, now I failed, And I believe if both fail, the lower results win. So let's roll for the enemy. And the enemy rolled a 24. So the enemy will be going first. So the enemy, again, will attack me. I've already decided the combat order. And since it's attacking first, we'll go ahead and do that. Once the attacker is damaged, okay, hold on. Okay. So the combat order, the action points. Each round worker bends. There are multiple enemies. You first choose who to attack after your turn. Each enemy. Okay. Each turn, the attacker rolls a D100. Result meets 2 conditions. Oh yeah, this is the other thing. All right. So the Skullcrin will first attack me, and it has a melee of 55. So it's trying to roll below 55. I also will be rolling my. Well, do I have to roll? I don't think I do. My defense value. My defense value is 20. So let's just roll it and I'll read you the rules. So you roll a D100 and the result must meet 2 conditions. All right, so this thing needs to roll below 55. And it rolled a 69, so it missed. Now the Herbmaster has a melee of 50. It will attack. And it rolled a 44, so that is a hit. However, there is a chance that I might defend. And it says, the attacker must roll higher than half of the defender's defense skill, referred to as the defense value. My defense value is 20. So this is definitely higher than 20. If this must roll higher than half to ensure the defender's ability to block or evade is taken into account. So a roll of, so if he'd have rolled below 20, he would have missed, which is kind of weird because you would think that a roll of 56 would hit because below the attacker's, hold on, the attacker has a melee of 80 and the defender has a defense skill. A 56 would hit because it's below the attacker's melee skill. Oh, it's my melee. A roll of 56 would hit because it's below and above the defender's dice. So my defend value is 20. So it is higher than 20, but lower than 50. So the Herbmaster did hit. A roll of 28 would miss because it's below the defense value, meaning the defender successfully blocked. Roll of 91. Okay. So yeah, it's a little different than what I'm used to. So you would think the lower the roll, the better. But if it had actually rolled a 19, for example, it would have missed because it's below my defense value. It has to be between your defense value and lower than the attacker's melee. So how much damage does this thing do? Well, the Skullcrin is on page 215. It says a normal hit. Now, a critical hit is 90 or better, I think. Or is it 95? I can't remember. Oh, no. It's a critical hit is when you roll less than 5. That's what it was. On the monster critical hit, it's when you or the enemy roll less than 5 on a melee scale. Yeah. All right, so there is no critical hit. So a normal hit is D6 damage. And that is a 6. Oh, all right. Do I have any armor? I do. I have leather 1, which has an absorption value of 1, so I take 5 health. My health is, where was my health? 50. So I'm down 6, so I'm just going to write on here. I'm going to track the combat. So on round 1, the enemy went first and did 5 damage. So I'm down to 45 hit points. And that is the end of the round. Now I get to attack. So I have to choose which one. Do I attack both of them or just one? I cannot. That's the one I can't remember. I think combat is if there's multiple enemies, you must choose which one to attack and that enemy will defend. After your turn, each of your enemies take their. So I can only attack one. Now, the companion, by the way, my companion gives me a bonus. The Lord of Shadows gives me a melee of +3. So my melee is currently, what is it? Melee was 50. It's actually 53. My defense is +2. So now is that, I think that adds to my defense value, which makes it 22. That's weird. I'll have to think about that. Damage is +1. Yeah, okay. So let's just worry about the melee for right now. So I'm going to try to attack the Skullcrin. He's the more powerful one. I need to roll below a 50. Melee is 50, 53. And I rolled a 68, so I missed. Now, I think initiative, you do that each time. Let me get to it again. I think you do initiative every time. Roll an opposed perception to determine if there's more than one the enemy. I think initiative carries through the entire game. So it'll be they go, I go, they go, I go. Now, remember, I've got my Lord of Shadows here. So anybody who does damage this turn is going to hit the Lord of Shadows. So the first attack will be Skullcrin versus Lord of Shadow. Well, versus me. My defense value is 22. That's weird. That you would think it would go lower because that would mean... Oh, if it's below it. That's right. If it's below it, that's good. I rolled an 89, which misses. Remember, its melee is 55. The Herbmaster attacks 50 and rolls a 70, 80. That's a 10. So, yeah. So 80 and misses. All right, back to me. I'm always going to attack the Skullcrin until he's dead. I rolled a 41. There we go. Okay, that is a hit. It is below 53. And the Skullcrin's defense value is 20. It's higher than 20. And my weapon does +1 damage because of my ally. My one-handed axe does a d6. And that's 4 + 1 is 5. So the enemy is down to, Skullcrin goes from 20 down to 15. All right, not bad. Skullcrin's going to be attacking me now. Misses. The Herbmaster attacks and hits. It is a d6 damage. 6 again, minus my 1 absorption, which is 5. I am down to 40. I will attack the Skullcrin. That's a 45. That is a hit. And it is higher than his defense value of 20. So I do d6 + 1, 5. He is down to 10 health. He will attack me. Now we're back to damaging me. No, damaging the... I can't remember. 44 hits. He does... his weapon was 215. I think he's just a standard hit. Standard normal hit is a d6. 3. Minus 1 absorption is 2. I'm down to 38. All right, back to me. I'll attack the Skullcrin. Miss. Skullcrin attacks me. Actually, I think I forgot to do the Herbmaster, didn't I? Yeah, I did. All right, so the Herbmaster will miss. Let's go back and do the Herbmaster. The Herbmaster does hit me for 5 minus 1 is 4, 34 health. All right, so I just rolled to hit the... No, I rolled to miss the Skullcrin. I rolled to miss the Herbmaster. This is why solo games can sometimes you forget where you are in the game. Let's just start over. The Skullcrin I will attack. I miss. The Skullcrin attacks me. Hits. 4 damage. I'm down to 30. I will attack the Skullcrin. Oh no, the Herbmaster attacks me. And misses. That is a 14. So that is below my defense value, so it misses. I swing at the Skullcrin. I hit. 28 is higher than its defense value. I do d6 + 1. That's 6. He's down to 4 health. And now it's back to the Skullcrin. 58 misses. The Herbmaster. 33 hits. 1 minus 1. No damage. Excellent. I swing at the Skullcrin. 28 hits. 5 + 1 is 6. And the Skullcrin is dead. The Herbmaster attacks. 44 will hit. 6 minus 1 is 5. I'm down to 25. I swing at the Herbmaster. 98. Miss. He swings. 53 misses. I swing. 26 hits. 6 + 1 is 7. He is down to 11 health. He swings at me. 21 will miss because remember I have 20 3 as my defense value, so, or 23. So he misses. I swing at him. 31 hits. 6 plus 1 is 7. He's down to 4 health. He swings, and a 14 is below my defense value, so he misses. And that is a 0-0. That counts as how does that? That's a I rolled a critical. That is, yeah, I did, because there's 90, and there's the 10 value. So that is 0-4. That is 4. That's a critical hit. When I do a critical hit, there's a special chart I have to roll on. It's on page. Oh, you know what I forgot to be doing? I'll explain this in a minute when it's over. My critical hit, you roll a d6. 3 is deal the maximum possible damage, which is 6, and he dies. Okay, I apologize. When it's my turn, I get 10 action points. And these action points can be used on various things like heal, drink a potion, patch yourself up, deal first aid, standard attack, assist a companion who's getting attacked. I forgot to do all that. This will come in time as I get used to this. Mostly what I did was every turn your action points reset to 10. All I kept doing was standard attack, standard attack, standard attack, which is 6, which left me 4 action points. But remember, I don't have any potions to drink, which costs 2 action points. So I could have drank a health potion or something. And the other one is switch weapon. Well, I don't have any weapons to switch. Or apply venom to a weapon, which is 4. Everything else is more than 6. So technically all I could do was a standard attack. And that's really all I wanted to do anyway. You can do a desperate attack for 8, which adds d6 plus 1 to the damage dealt on your next attack, but your defense value drops to 0 for the next enemy, meaning they would always hit you if they roll below their melee. So there you go. So anyway, that is how that works. I got 3 XP. And XP, by the way, XP is, I think, every so many points. Let me remember how you do this. There's a way to burn XP, and I'm not going to go over it right now. But yes, there's a way to level up your hero, and it does do. So remember, I'm in this ruin right now, and I just defeated the Skullcran and the Skullcran Herbmaster. Now, what I don't remember is were there doors in this thing? I don't remember. So, following with the ruins, the rolls you make when you explore a ruin, I needed to do, there's a map. Where was it? Sorry, let me get my map out. There's a sheet that you can use to make the rolls for what you encounter in each room. And it's right, come on, where are you? Well, I say that. Is it on the back? No. Okay, what'd you do with it? Here it is. Let's see, it's probably on the bottom. I have all these cheat sheets that the Games Creator One sent me, so I thought I had that one. Where was it? I must have misplaced it. It's the rules where when you find a ruin, you basically roll on these. Come on, man. It's like a cheat sheet. There it is. Okay, I knew I had it somewhere. All right, so in the last video, I rolled a 2-4, which was all right, so room 2, 2, 4, 5. What did 5 mean? I may have to go and re-roll this. So I rolled entrance, secret door. All right, so, and then I got to entrance, secret door. I did the secret door. There wasn't anything. Previous rolled encounter. If never otherwise, roll on Ruin and Cavern Explorer. Okay, I did that. Keep exploring until you find the quest room. So, the ruins are on page 52. That's what it was. Okay. So I moved into the room. But before I could do it, I needed to figure out new room check. If it is a room, roll on the room secret. I rolled on the exploration table. That's what got me. That's what got me the encounter. Let's see the exploration. Events, fishing, potions, ruining. Okay, so here it is. I rolled, what did I roll? I rolled a 2-4, which was 2-4. And I'm in Skullcrans. I rolled a 2 and a 4. That's what it was. A Skullcran. I rolled the 5. Skullcran plus Skullcran Herbmaster. Okay. So I did roll the encounter table. So after the encounter, I enter the room, move into the room. I never rolled for layout, or did I? Maybe I rolled that there were no doors. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I rolled and this was a dead end. So that's what it was. Yeah. So I'm going to have to go back and go through this door. So again, if you watched the last video, you'll know how this proceeds. I come to this right here, and I roll the door. I have to roll. I already rolled that it was locked. This one was open, this one was locked. So for a locked door, you can do a couple things. You can kick it down, or you can try to pick the lock. And I don't have any lock picks. So to brute force, your might skill temporarily increases by 10 for this skill check as the door weakens. However, the noise created may attract attention. Okay, so to open the door, you do a might skill check, and you may retry it as many times as needed. Okay, so my might is same as my strength. It's a 50. Let's give it a kick. Let's see what happens. I rolled a 47, so I do manage to kick it down. It says the noise you created may draw attention. Roll a d10. On a 1 or 2, I rolled a 4, so it doesn't do anything. So I opened the door. And then you roll to see where you're entering. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a hallway, a short hallway, just for fun. And when entering a new chamber, roll a d6 to determine its layout. 4 is a free form. I'll just draw something interesting here. Okay. Then roll a d6 to find number of doors. Except secret rooms, they do not have additional doors. So I did find a secret, but when I rolled for it, I wasn't able to find it. So that one's off the table for me. So let's roll a d6 for doors. 2 is a staircase leading to a lower level. If the room already has a staircase, do not add another one. In this case, there will be no additional exits. So there's a staircase going down. All right, so this is room number 3. Stairs going down. All right. Draw the new room with its doors, and now do a new room check. The steps is optional if you want to add flavor. Well, let's add a little bit. Let's roll and see what we get. So I can roll for the room type, which is a D10. 2, it's a library. So there's probably like moldy books all laying around. What is the atmosphere? Faded fresco. There's a fresco on the wall. And its odor is stale air. If you're journaling, these kind of details help you just fill out the details of the room. All right, now we roll on the Ruin and Cavern exploration table. Ruin and Cavern, this is where you might have an encounter. It's the exploration table, which is on page 260. You roll 2d6. It's a d6-6, so I'll roll a green and a red. Green is always my first digit. And I'll re-roll that. I rolled a 6-1. 6-1 is the quest room. Hey, all right, it is the quest room. I found it. All right, so this is the final room. If there is no designated quest, there is. So what it means is there is going to be a Skullcrin Hunter here. Skullcrin Hunter. Now remember, I am down to 25 health. Let's see what this thing looks like. 215 was the page for the Skullcrins. Skullcrin Hunter. Ooh, okay. 25 health. A melee of 55, a defense of 50, a defense value of 25, XP of 2. Oh, and by the way, when I defeated the Skullcrin Herbmaster, the loot, you roll a d6. I rolled a 4. D6 minus 2, minimum of 1, leaves of sweet flame. 3 minus 2, so I get 1 plus 1 leaf of sweet flame. I have no idea what that is, but I will look it up, and we'll see. So this is cool. So it's a small ruin. Hey, I found the quest room. Woohoo! All right, so I have to defeat this to satisfy the quest. The Skullcrin Hunter is a nimble and stealthy predator. Their hunting prowess makes her dangerous adversaries. Wow. Okay, so the bad news for me is I am very low on health. Our health is basically the same. He's got 20, I got 25, but he's got better attack value than I do. So let's go ahead and finish this quest and see what happens here. So this time around, I'm going to try to do the combat as it's meant to be. So we roll initiative. I'll roll my initiative. I think he's going to beat a 30. Well, no, that's a 38. Never mind. His initiative is a 61, so I will get to go first. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the green die as me, the red die is my ally, and I'll move this back and forth for who's going to take the damage. Because my companion does have 35 health. So the Shadow King, Shadow Lord, whatever, he has 35 hit points. That's going to help me. All right, and remember my melee is +3, so that's gonna help a little bit, not a whole lot, but my defense value is 2 goes up to 22, right? Yeah. All right, let's get fighting. I will remember this is action points, so I'm going to have me take the first damage, and so just like in the last one, I will swing at the Skullcrin, and I got a 16. But that is lower than his defense value of 25, so I miss. Ah. All right. The Skullcrin will attack me. His melee is 55, and he rolls a 91. He misses. Damage is going to go to my Shadow Lord. I swing, and I got an 8. Not lower than 5, but it's also lower than his defense value, defense value of 25, so I miss. He swings and rolls a 19, which is below my defense value of 22. He misses. I will burn another 6 points, do a standard attack. That is a 68, and that misses. He swings and rolls a 68, and he misses. Once again, I'm going to burn six action points. I could do there's something called aim for the weak spot, 7 action points. Focus on an enemy's vulnerable. You skip your attack this turn, but on your next turn, your attack ignores armor defense value and deals +3 damage. That's pretty cool. We'll do that on, you skip your attack this turn, but on your next turn, your attack. Let's not do that. I'm just going to do a basic attack. That is a 74 and misses. He attacks with a 32, which does hit. His damage, I forgot to write that down. His damage, 215, is D6. He didn't do a critical, so it's a D6. 3 and minus my 1 absorption is 2 damage, but remember it goes to him, so 2 damage is down to 33. Come back to me. I will attack. That is a 13. Again, below his threshold, his defense value, so it misses. He attacks with a 56, which misses because his is 50, 55. Oh, he missed it by 1 point. All right. Damage goes back here. I will attack again. 96 misses. Come on, man. He swings with a 72 and misses. I swing. 56 misses, right? I'm 50 plus 3. Yeah, 53. I miss. 27, he hits. And the damage is going to me this turn. 6 minus 1 is 5. I am down to 20 health. Back over here. 13. Man, I keep missing because it's below his defense value. He swings and hits. 36 will hit on the Shadow Lord. 1 minus 1 is 0. No damage. Back over to me. That counts as 10. So that's a 20. But his defense value is 25, so it misses. He swings at me. And it rolls a 78, which misses. 68 misses. He attacks. 22 misses. Remember, if it's equal or below my defense value, so he misses. This is getting long in the wind. 49 will hit, finally. And it's higher than his defense value of 25. D6 plus 1, 6 damage. He is down to 14. He swings at me. 26 will hit. 2 minus 1 is 1. I'm down to 19. I swing. 64 misses. He swings. 69 misses. 97 misses. He swings. 52 hits. And it's hitting me. 4, 5 damage. I'm down to 14. I swing. 90. That is 100. It misses. He misses. 72 misses. He swings. And a 50, 60 misses. 82 misses. Man, this fight is taking forever. He swings with an 89. He misses. That hits. That is a 20. No, it doesn't, because it's below his defense value. He swings and rolls a 56, which misses. 63 misses. I miss. He swings with a 92 and misses. Back to me. 38 hits. It's greater than his defense value, but less than my melee. D6, 4 plus 1 is 5. He is down to 9 health. He swings at me, and 82 misses. Back. I swing, 42 will hit. 5 plus 1 is 6. He is down to 3 health. He swings at my Dark Lord, 26 hits. Darn it. 4 minus 1 is 3. He's down to 30 health. I swing. 27 beats his 25. Finally, I need to roll 3 or higher. 4 plus 1 is 5, and the Skullcrin Hunter is defeated. I get plus 2 XP, and that fight is done. All right, that was a quest. So, when you finish a quest, the quest item, the quest room was number 38. So let's go look at the quest again. Number 38. The Stolen Heirloom. Okay, find and defeat the Skullcrin Hunter, retrieve the pendant. Reward, 10 silver coins, plus 10 silver. An amulet of stealth, which gives me plus 10. And 10 XP. Plus 10 XP. All right. So I've got 10, 12, 15 XP. Let's look that up. I want to remember what the XP, because that could make a huge difference. I also think when you leave the ruin and you take a rest, I think you heal up. But we may have to cover that in the next video. Let me see. What is XP? Death, action points, combat. XP, where's XP? Fleeing before combat, healing. Bunch of quests. Well, I'm not going to waste your time sitting here having me flip through the book. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video. The quest number 1 was finished, or the first quest I did. Got a bunch of XP, 15. I'm sure that's pretty good. I also got Leaf of Sweet Flame. I'll have to look that up. I got an amulet that gives me plus 10 stealth and some silver coins to boot. All right, in the next video, I will leave the ruins and I will continue on my journey as I move north. In the last video, I ended up here at the ruin of Ashmar. Was that it? I think it was the ruin of Ashmar. And, or was it was the ruin of Ashmar. That's where I went. So I'm not too far, but I am making my way and we'll keep going. All right, everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me as I'm learning this game, Morkin. This is cool. I got to tell you, I'm really, really impressed. The book quality, I was able to flag my, the tab it out with the page numbers and things like that. I like how this game plays, and so I definitely plan on keep going. So join me in a week. I'll be back with another game of Morkin, and we'll see how he does when he heads back out into the wilderness. Until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.